Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. This is going to count this day. I could do it tomorrow, but I don't feel like doing it tomorrow. I know I'm not going to feel like it. Plus, I have the sake examination at 7:30. Sorry. Yeah, 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time, right? 7:30. I got my Ozeki sake. All right, Seagram 7 Crown, distillers since 1857. Right, the company Seagram's was started in 1857 in Canada. Now that's not black, that's brown writing with a gold crown and a number 7, and then more brown, and then 7 crowns. I don't know what that means. Probably some kind of Kabbalah. All right. Considering the Bronfman family took the company over in 1926. But anyway, enough of that. This was introduced in 1934. It's in a nice brown bottle. You want brown. It's about $16 a bottle. $16 a bottle. American blended whiskeys tend to be around the $10 range, but you can get some in $20 range. Rebecca Creek, run you $20. There's one from France called Bastille. It's called Bastille 1789 blended whiskey. It's from France. French blended whiskey, and it's like $30 or $26 at Walmart. I was like, I don't think so. Hey, it might be good, but I'm not paying that much. Anyway, this is from Indiana, and it's produced by Diageo, who has owned the Seagram's brands, many of the Seagram's brands, since the year 2000, when Seagram's went out of business, and all of their assets were sold off to Diageo, Pernod Ricard, and Coca-Cola. Seagram's VO was sold to Seagram's VO and VO Gold, the Canadian versions, were sold to Sazerac in 2018. That's how dispersed the Seagram's name is. It's a name. It's not a company anymore. The distillery is still around. It's in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. It's huge. They produce most of the grain neutral spirits for the United States. They also produce a lot of straight bourbons of various aging, gin, G-I-N, gins of various ages, and so forth. And they recently purchased Luxco of Missouri. They bought the company from the Lux family, Luxco. So they're going to be putting out a lot of their own brands. Anyway, it's got a notch in the back for when you put it on the rack so it doesn't fall off. You see this at every bar room in America. I mean, believe me, every time I go to a bar room, I'll be looking and I'll say, oh, Seagram 7. It's ubiquitous. It's like Johnny Walker Red or Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or Seagram's Gin, another one. Or Tanqueray Gin, be very common. And what's the vodka you see at every bar room? Maybe Seagram's, but Taka, I guess, in the well. All right. Now, anyway, you know, it's one of those you always see everywhere. Four Queens. This is one you probably won't see anywhere. Four Queens 101. An oddball product. It's 101 proof. Most American blended whiskeys, probably 99%, are 80 proof. This is aged 3 years. This has no age statement, so we know it's aged at least 4 years. We're talking about the straight whiskeys in here are aged at least 4 years. Grain neutral spirits are not aged. They're raw, one-time distilled corn spirits. They have to be stored in wooden vessels, however. So if they're stored more than, a day, I guess they're aging, right? Probably won't make much difference, probably uncharred. All right, it's got an embossment on the back of number 7. Pretty bottle. It's definitely worth the $16. Four Queens, $11.99. Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it. Is it great? No, it's not great. That's why it was $11.99 a bottle. But it's better than you might believe it would be. You might think it'd be ghastly, but it isn't. But today, I don't think it's got a chance against Seagram's. Will I be able to tell them apart? I believe so. 101 proof is going to shine forth over 80. And I'm getting kind of burnt out on American blended whiskey, tell you the truth. So this will be the last one. I saved the best for last. Save the best for last. and it's going to win. I'll be shocked if it doesn't win. My prediction, Seagram's is going to win. It never loses these taste challenges. I think one time it lost. Couldn't believe it. Maybe I was out of my head that day. That's my excuse. See. All right. Come on, Seagram's. Do it, baby. Now, they're forever having sales on Seagram's. Like Winn-Dixie, Walmart will have it on special. And it's usually in those jug bottles. You know, the handle, the plastic, beautiful plastic. And alongside Seagram's VO, even though today they're owned by two separate companies, they'll be side to side. The stores always put them like this week only, Seagram's VO and Seagram's 7 Crown. You know, buy so much, get $2 off. Oh, however they arrange it. Now we can see that the Seagram's is lighter. It's amber, but it's lighter. And the Laird's, Kasser Laird's Four Queens is darker. When was Four Queens introduced? This I do not know. I tried to find out. I couldn't find out. I know it's been decades because they allude to that. They allude to that on the website, which I have a link for, but they don't say when. You know, maybe they don't even know. Kasser might have been run like Schlitz, where they lost their own recipe. You remember the story, Schlitz? Schlitz was like, we ought to bring back our old recipe before we ruined it. And there was only one little problem. They couldn't find the recipe. Guess they kept it in a shoebox and threw it out with the garbage. So they had to get some old guys that worked at the brewery back in the 60s, and they were like, yeah, it kind of tasted like this. So, yeah, it's funny. But anyway, we do know that Seagram 7 Crown was introduced in 1934. We do know that definitively. It used to be 86 proof. 86.6 proof, sorry, 86.6 proof. And it used to be, I think, 65% grain spirits and 35% straight whiskey. That's right. It used to be 35% straight, more than likely bourbon whiskey. Why did they lower it to 25? You know why? Because they want to save money. Why did they lower the proof to 80? I don't know if that's about money. I think people these days prefer lighter proof. 80. In the old days, they wanted 86 to 90, 86.6 to 90. Here's the website. I put the link. Seagram 7 Crown is an American icon. They put that in all caps. An American icon with a rich heritage. A blended American whiskey. Seagram 7 Crown is carefully blended and aged in oak. With its smooth, sweet taste and creamy vanilla finish, Seagram 7 Crown. This is a mistake here, and they never corrected this mistake. Seagram 7 Crown, approachable and smooth taste. I should say, right? Seagram 7 Crowns, apostrophe S, possessive. Approachable and smooth taste profile stands up against today's biggest shot brands and in its signature drink, the 7 and 7. Nose. Alluring, clean, and crisp with a hint of citrus. Taste. Smooth, sweet taste. The finish, creamy vanilla finish. Featured cocktail, the 7 and 7. What else? We also have Seagram's 7 Crown Dark Honey, a liqueur. Seagram's 7 Crown Apple, featured on the website. But I have seen in stores Seagram's 7 Crown Cinnamon Fire or whatever it's called. Seen that. I think I saw Seagram's 7 Crown Vanilla in a store. So, you know, like most of these liquor companies, they'll put on the website what they want you to see, but then they'll also sell stuff that you don't know. They don't promote it. The vanilla, the fiery cinnamon, and so on. Oh, well, Four Queens 101 proof whiskey blend. High proof spirits like Four Queens were very common before and after Prohibition, but they're not so common today. That's true. Over time, alcohol levels in most spirits were reduced. Also a true statement. But today's spirit enthusiasts and bartenders once again appreciate a high-proof spirit. They don't give you any kind of information to back that statement up, but Four Queens has survived the test of time. This product has been around for so long, it is new again. So they're alluding to a long time. Best of all, Four Queens is both high-proof and affordable. I Can't argue with that. Four Queens is also known as an ingredient in the making of Boilo, the traditional Christmas or Yuletime drink in the coal region of northeastern and east central Pennsylvania. All right, here we go. I went to Bourbon Street and saw Four Queens, but anyway. All right. Go to every bar room in New Orleans. Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Elmwood, Jefferson, Southport, Gretna, Harvey, Marrero, Westwego, Avondale. And you're going to see Seagram 7 Crown, New York City. I was in New York City last week on Thursday, and I was at a place called Johnny's Reef, and I was looking at their bar. I did buy something at the bar, but it was Budweiser. And I said, look, Seagram 7 Crown, right there in the middle. All right, here we go. And that shrimp salad was on point. And it was huge, and I could not finish it. I didn't waste any of the shrimp, though. I ate every single shrimp, but they gave you like a whole head of lettuce. It was unbelievable. And the good thing about that place was tax included. So the Budweiser was $3, and that's what it was, $3. Is that a good value for Budweiser? Of course not, but that's a restaurant, and you know you're going to pay elevated prices. And the only beers they had was Bud Light, Coors Light, and I think Budweiser. It might have had Miller Lite. So I was like, I'm going to get a full body beer. And then they didn't really have they had a lot of liquor, though. I was like, wow, liquor. And, you know, it's typical. You can get a cocktail, and it'll cost some exorbitant amount. But I was concentrating on that shrimp salad and that really good tartar sauce and cocktail sauce that they had. And James P. Madonna was like going berserk. He was so happy over their calamari. So it's the best calamari he ever tasted. Perfectly fried, not a touch of greasiness, and not soggy or rubbery, just perfect. He said, I could see why this place been open 75 years. Well, it was actually 72 years. But they had a lot of people there, even during this deluge of the tropical storm Elsa, which hit right as we approached New York City. It was very inconvenient, very irritating. Corn, fermented yeasty corn. I don't know if Seagram's uses sourdough. I always get that confused. Sour mash bourbon in the blend. You see, Diageo owns this, and they own Bullet bourbon. That's like their big bourbon brand, Bullet from Kentucky, right? So maybe they're using that in this. You might say, yeah, but they also own George Dickel in Tennessee. How you know they're not using George Dickel? Good point. Although there's a problem with that point. It's not as good as you might think. Look at your George Dickel bottles. They don't say straight Tennessee whiskey. They just say Tennessee whiskey and rye whiskey. They don't say straight. It's not straight whiskey. How can that be? Because they almost certainly they're aging it in used barrels, not fresh charred oak barrels. Does that make Dickel bad? No, it's very good. I like it. I have the number 12 recipe, and I have the rye, and I have the Cascade Hollow. 3 really enjoyable Tennessee whiskeys, which is a type of bourbon. I don't care what anybody says. I know I'm right. But they don't say straight. And if it was straight bourbon or straight Tennessee whiskey, you know they would say it. So I think they're using Bullet or Bullet, because that isn't it straight bourbon? Or am I wrong? I think it is. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. All right. This smells kind of I don't want to say bland. It is kind of bland, but it smells just very faint. Like you get a little vanilla, a little wood, a little bit of corn spirits, just all a little bit. Does this whiskey really do well as a sipper? No. And in fact, if you look at the Seagram 7 website, which I just linked below, they don't anywhere on there recommend as a sipper. They don't recommend it as a sipper. In fact, the first thing they talk about is let's talk about mixed drinks. Let's talk about highball. Let's talk about cocktail. That's letting you know it is not designed as a sipper. Get on the Seagram's VO website with Sazerac. First thing they're going to draw your eyes toward is, oh, what a wonderful mixer. Oh, let's look at the cocktails. All right. They're not talking about being a sipping whiskey, which, well, it really isn't designed for that. Four Queens, first thing they talk about after they give you the description, Boilo, a cocktail for the holidays, Christmas holiday. I can taste it on my tongue, the fumes. I can taste the fumes on my tongue, no joke. It's strong. So already, I think this is the Four Queens because it's strong, and that's the Seagram 7 Crown. Don't know, but I'm about to taste it right now. So here we go, and then I got to go cut the grass. Somebody put on Alcoholics, do you have any ideas for a good sipping whiskey? Because I drank beer and it's making me fat. That's what the guy said. And I was thinking, I'm going to try to give him some ideas. Maybe the George Dickel 12. George Dickel Rye. That would be two very good sipping whiskeys. And it wouldn't cost him a lot. Especially if he gets the deal I got at Walmart, $12.50 a bottle. True story. Yeah, wood, oak. Is it charred oak, heavy charred oak? Nah. It's just like wood, just like oak wood, but not charred oak. There is a little bit of char, but if you get like a Jack Daniels or even more so a Jim Beam or an Ancient Age, they're going to have that heavy char, you know. All right. This doesn't. Even McAfee's old benchmark, old number 8, going to have that char. This doesn't really have that. All right. It's mild. It's pleasant. It's mellow. It's nice. It's copacetic. Shiver me timbers. Toot, toot, toot. Get on the Four Queens train. Get on the Four Queens train. Wow, that is strong. Wow. Oh, gives me the frisson. All right. That is now you get some charred oak, vanilla, and it's intense. 101 proof. It is. I make a lot of enemies by making this statement and gain no friends, but it really does have some similarities to a wild turkey. All right. The wild turkey I had was an 8-year aged, and it was 101 proof, obviously. But this does have some crossover with the wild turkey, although the wild turkey is 100% bourbon, and this is only 20%. But still, in all, it does have some. Now, if I did wild turkey next to this, would I get it wrong? No, I don't think so. Still, there is some crossover. But this is intense. Whoa, this is like intensities in 10 cities. I take no prisoners. Oh, yeah. Woo. I guess if you want to get techno, you could use this as a sipper. You say a sipper. You're a day tripper. You got a one-way ticket. Yeah. Hey, well, it might take you so long to find out, but you will find out, because I've got a good reason for taking the hard way out, though, in my case, because it has some little characters to it, some vanilla, like I say, a little charred oak, a little flower nectar. Now, is it like divine, wonderful, the exploding plastic, inevitable? Oh no, it's none of those things. But it's nice. It's fine. And $11.99. Yeah, you could sip on it. Add some ice. Add a little water if you don't want to add ice. And do your thing. And do your thing. All right. Because life is a funny thing. All right. And then it blows up in your face. Anyway, but isn't it ironic that I am really not talking about that? All right. Been my boss. I tell you, I still pick the Seagram 7 Crown though. If you want me to be almost perfectly honest, and I am telling you the truth more or less. I would prefer the Seagram 7 Crown. It's smoother, nicer, more mellow. If you've never been mellow, you might want to buy this. They call me mellow. All right, so yeah. Saturday night is all right for fighting, and this is all right for sipping. This is not the greatest thing in the world, but for $16, it's not bad. The Bronx is burning. That was no phantom punch. That was no phantom punch. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. And that's it. The 7 Crown is triumphant. It can't be beat in the blended in the blended American whiskey world. An outbreak of a certain unknown origin. I can see the idea of using it as a mixer, but in my case, there is the one little qualification, which is that I never do mixed drinks. So if I was looking to sip whiskey, and I wouldn't be looking to do that because I never do it. People might say, you're going mad, man's going crazy. Wrong. If you could have heard the man just 2 days ago, if you could have heard him, man. No, the thing about it is I only do this when I'm doing the taste challenges and the solo reviews. I really, honestly, I keep emphasizing this because people think otherwise. I honestly don't drink whiskey anytime outside of either a solo review or a taste challenge. And that's really the truth. Now, if I wanted to get a better taste, a better appreciation, a better handle on it, a better understanding or assessment of it, would it help me to just sit down in a smoking jacket and slippers by the fireplace and sip on whiskey while watching reruns of Too Close for Comfort? Yes, I do believe that would be a good idea, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not interested in it. So I'm never going to have a true understanding of whiskey, but I'll just deal with it as it comes in this imperfect way. Now, do I drink beer on a regular basis as an actual something just to drink, not to review, not to taste challenge, just to drink it? Yes, I have to admit I do that. What about wine? Yeah, when I'm eating lunch, I'll sip about 2 ounces, maybe 3 ounces of wine. I'll admit to that. But as a liquor drinker, I'm not like Maud and Walter coming home and drinking. You know, Maud and Walter always had that tray, their cocktail tray, and they forever drinking mixed drinks, cocktails, highballs. I'm not like George and Wheezy every day drinking cocktails, and Mama Jefferson drinking her Bloody Marys. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. but I know many of you are that guy or that gal or that girl. So, a lot of wood. How has Four Queens done in this Taste Challenge series? Well, it hasn't done too bad. Hasn't exactly set the world on fire. But it certainly hasn't done poorly. Hadn't been pushed around, beat up, denigrated, castigated, ameliorated, and truncated. It's done okay. It's done okay. It's done okay. So I like it. I'm favorable towards it. I have a favorable attitude towards it. How about the Seven Crown? Well, the way I see it, the Seven Crown is like the Cassius Clay of American blended whiskey. It's the all-time champ. It's no Sonny Liston. It's better than that. It's no Floyd Patterson. It's better than that. Rocky Marciano type product. You say, what about Larry Holmes? Well, I guess Larry Holmes would be like the Beam's 8-star or the Kessler. But anyway, ha ha ha, wink wink, nudge nudge, say no more. Oh, that's a smooth item. I got to give it credit. I tell you what, Seagram 7 Crown is a smooth operator. It really is. It really is. It could be my angel of the morning. It could just touch my cheek before it left me, baby. Don't. So, Maxwell says, hello, Ron. Hello, and cheers. Hello to you, Maxwell, in Russia, in Moscow, the Russian Federation. So thanks for watching, everybody. And, well, that closes us out on American blended whiskey, but we'll get back to it by and by. But what's coming up next? A pretty exciting series, I have to say. I'm so excited. I'm exciting myself. And it's Canadian Gold. I didn't know what to think about Canadian Gold. I knew it had been on the market for over 50 years. And I thought to myself, this thing is so nondescript and unknown. I bet it's just going to be a bad thing. It did a bad thing. But you know what, Chris Isaac? It was pretty good. And I was drinking that. I should say I was reviewing it. I was reviewing that Canadian Gold, and I was thinking, and I thought, this is coming out much better than I had first believed. And for such a low price, astoundingly low price, shockingly low, really, I said, I think this is going to make a fabulous taste challenge. I really do believe that it could rival Crown Royal. I mean, it seems a bit ridiculous. But I think that the blind taste test is going to show through. I really think. I'm going to put my money. Well, let me think about that. I better not make any kind of definitive statements yet. But I'm leaning. I was about to say I'm leaning toward putting my money on Canadian Gold versus Crown Royal. Seems crazy, doesn't it? But some of these outliers can really shock you. I gotta say, they can really shock you. Jeep and Foodie Caleb says, nice Sade reference. Sade, yeah. Well, I believe in miracles. You drink your thing. Where are you from? All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And support your local police.